break down an agreement on how we're supposed to. But I keep trying to go, let's move on. Let's let this go. Let's just tell ourselves.
Kody meltdown caught on mic. Crew audio leak. I need you to listen to something that was never supposed to air. Audio has allegedly leaked from the Sister Wives production crew. And what you're about to hear is Kody Brown having a complete meltdown off camera. We're talking screaming, cursing, throwing things, and saying things about his wives that will make your jaw drop. Crew members are calling this the ugliest season yet, and insiders say this audio proves Kody is way worse behind the scenes than anything we've seen on TV. This is the Kody Brown the cameras don't show you, and once you hear what he allegedly said, you can't unhear it. Let's go. What is up, Sister Wives Nation? If you thought you'd seen Kody Brown at his worst on camera, you haven't seen anything yet. Because right now, there is allegedly leaked audio circulating from the Sister Wives production set, and crew members are coming forward saying this upcoming season is going to be the ugliest, most explosive season in the show's entire history. We're talking about hot mic moments, off-camera tirades, and Kody completely losing control in ways that producers apparently tried to keep hidden. But the truth has a way of coming out, doesn't it? Before we dive into this absolute chaos, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell because this story is developing and you need to be here for every single update. Drop a comment right now telling me if you think TLC will actually air this footage or if they're going to protect Kody one more time. Let's get into it. The alleged audio leak, okay, so here's what we know. According to multiple sources connected to the Sister Wives production, there is audio that was captured during filming that allegedly reveals Kody Brown in his most unfiltered, unhinged state. We're talking about moments when he thought the cameras were off, when he thought the microphones were muted, but the audio kept rolling. Now, production crews on reality shows typically capture everything. The mics are always hot. Cameras are constantly recording, and even during breaks, they're often still documenting what happens. This is standard practice because sometimes the best moments happen when people think they're not being filmed. But according to these sources, what got captured during the most recent season of filming goes way beyond the typical behind-the-scenes drama. We're hearing allegations of, 1, Kody having explosive verbal outbursts directed at producers, 2, audio of him making absolutely vicious comments about Christine, Janelle, and Mary, 3, him allegedly threatening to quit the show multiple times during filming, 4, sounds of him physically throwing objects and slamming doors during production breaks, 5, arguments with Robin that apparently got heated enough that crew members had to intervene. One source allegedly described it as the most uncomfortable season we've ever filmed, and said that multiple crew members have expressed concerns about the hostile work environment Kody was creating. What the audio allegedly reveals, let's talk about what's supposedly on this leaked audio, because if even half of these allegations are true, it completely destroys whatever image Kody has been trying to maintain. The Christine rant. According to sources, there's audio of Kody going on an absolute tirade about Christine after she announced she was leaving. But this wasn't the controlled, victim-playing Kody we saw in his talking heads. This was allegedly Kody calling Christine names that I literally cannot repeat on this channel, saying she ruined his life, claiming she poisoned his other relationships, and allegedly even making cruel comments about her appearance and weight. Crew members who allegedly heard this audio say it was shocking and disgusting, with one source claiming, "We all knew Kody could be mean, but this was on another level. It was pure hatred." The Janelle meltdown. There's also supposedly audio from a heated exchange about Janelle, where Kody allegedly screamed about how she never respected him, how she was always on Christine's side, and how he felt like Janelle used him financially for years. But here's what's really damning. Sources claim that in this audio, Kody allegedly admits that he hasn't been in love with Janelle for over a decade, and that he only stayed in the relationship because of the show and the money. If that's true and it gets out, that's devastating for whatever relationship Janelle and Kody have left. The Mary confessions, perhaps the most heartbreaking alleged audio, involves Kody talking about Mary. Sources say there's a recording where Kody openly mocks Mary for still hanging around and allegedly laughs about how pathetic it is that she kept trying to fix their marriage even after he completely rejected her. One crew member allegedly said it was cruel. Mary has been nothing but loyal, despite everything, and to hear him laugh about her pain like that, several people on set were visibly upset. The Robin fights. But it's not just the ex-wives who caught Kody's wrath. According to these sources, there's also audio of major fights between Kody and Robin that supposedly reveal cracks in their perfect marriage. Allegedly, Kody and Robin had several heated arguments during filming about money, about the attention the show was giving to Christine's exit, and about Robin's role in the family breakdown. Sources claim that in one particular argument, Kody allegedly blamed Robin for making everything worse with the other wives and accused her of being too demanding about his time and resources. If true, this would be the first real evidence that all is not well in Kody and Robin's relationship. Crew members speak out. What makes this situation even more explosive is that crew members are allegedly speaking out about the conditions on set and what they witnessed during filming. Several anonymous production staff members have supposedly described the atmosphere during this season as toxic, hostile, and emotionally exhausting. One sound technician allegedly said, "I've worked on reality TV for 15 years, and I've never seen someone as volatile and unpredictable as Kody was during this filming period." Another crew member allegedly reported that Kody would frequently refuse to film scenes he didn't like, demand that cameras stop rolling during arguments, try to dictate what footage could and couldn't be used, verbally attack producers when they pushed back on his demands, storm off set, and disappear for hours. But here's what's really interesting. Multiple sources claim that crew members started documenting these behaviors specifically because they felt Kody was being abusive and manipulative, and they wanted evidence of what was really happening versus what made it to air. One production assistant allegedly stated, "We felt like the audience deserved to see who this man really is. What you see on TV is Kody on his best behavior. Imagine what he's like when he thinks no one's watching." The ugliest season yet. Warning, so why are crew members calling this the ugliest season yet? Well, according to these sources, it's not just about Kody's behavior. It's about what was happening in the family in real time during filming. Remember, this season would have been filmed during Christine actively leaving and building her new life, Janelle completely checking out of the marriage, Mary finally reaching her breaking point, Kody and Robin's relationship allegedly becoming strained, major financial pressures on the family, the Coyote Pass property still sitting empty after years. Sources claim that the combination of all these factors created a perfect storm where Kody completely lost control. One insider allegedly said, Kody's entire world was falling apart, and instead of handling it with any grace or maturity, he just lashed out at everyone around him, his wives, his kids, the producers, the crew. It was ugly to watch. But here's what makes it even worse. Allegedly, as Kody was having these meltdowns and treating people horribly, he would then turn around for his talking head interviews and play the victim. Crew members supposedly watched him cry about being abandoned by his wives, only to turn around minutes later and viciously attack those same women when he thought cameras were off. The cognitive dissonance was apparently so extreme that multiple crew members allegedly questioned whether Kody actually believes his own narrative or if it's all an act. The production dilemma, this puts TLC and the production company in a really difficult position. Because if this leaked audio exists and it's as bad as sources claim, what do they do with it? Air It All, they could decide to include this audio and footage in the upcoming season, showing viewers the unfiltered truth about Kody Brown. This would certainly get ratings. People would absolutely tune in to see Kody at his worst. But it would also completely destroy whatever relationship TLC has with Kody and might even end the show entirely. Bury IT, they could choose to keep this footage locked away, only showing the sanitized version of events that Kody is comfortable with. But with crew members allegedly talking and audio potentially leaking, can they really keep it contained? And is there a moral responsibility to show viewers the truth about someone who's been manipulating the narrative for years? Strategic editing, they could walk a middle ground, including enough of Kody's bad behavior to satisfy viewers who want to see the truth, while holding back the worst of it to maintain some level of relationship with him. But crew members allegedly say the gap between TV Kody and real Kody is so massive that any strategic editing would still be fundamentally dishonest. According to sources, there have been intense discussions at the production company and at TLC about how to handle this situation. Some executives allegedly want to protect the franchise by not completely burning bridges with Kody. Others supposedly argue that the show's integrity demands they show the truth, especially after years of Kody controlling the narrative. How the wives allegedly reacted here is something interesting. Sources claim that some of the wives actually heard Kody's off-camera rants, either in real time or afterward when crew members allegedly played the audio for them. Christine's reaction. According to insiders, Christine heard audio of Kody's vicious comments about her, and her response was reportedly, "This is exactly why I left. This is who he really is." Sources say Christine wasn't even surprised. She allegedly told crew members that this was mild compared to how he spoke to me in private for years. Christine has supposedly been pushing for TLC to air the real footage because she feels like viewers need to understand that her leaving wasn't about not trying hard enough. It was about escaping someone who treated her horribly. Janelle's reaction. Janelle's response was allegedly more calculated. Sources claim that when she heard audio of Kody admitting he hadn't loved her in over a decade, she simply said, "Well, at least now I know for sure." Crew members say Janelle seemed almost relieved to have confirmation of what she'd suspected for years. One source alleged that Janelle told producers, "Air it all. Let people see who they've been watching all these years." Mary's reaction. Mary's response was supposedly the most heartbreaking. When she allegedly heard Kody mocking her for still trying to save their marriage, sources claim she was visibly devastated. One crew member said, "We all felt terrible for her. She spent years trying to get back in his good graces, and to hear him laugh about her behind her back was crushing." But interestingly, sources claim that hearing this audio might have been the final push Mary needed to actually leave for good. Sometimes you need to hear the ugly truth to finally break free. Robin's reaction. Robin's response is the most mysterious. Sources claim that Robin has been trying to do damage control, allegedly pushing back against the release of any audio that makes Kody look bad. Some crew members supposedly believe that Robin is worried about how this will affect their family's income and their position within the franchise. But other sources claim that even Robin was shocked by some of what was captured, particularly the audio of Kody allegedly blaming her for the family's problems. One insider said, "I think Robin realized that Kody is capable of turning on anyone, even her, if things don't go his way." Legal implications and concerns now. Let's talk about the legal side of this situation, because it's actually pretty complicated. When you appear on a reality TV show, you sign contracts that give the production company rights to basically everything that's filmed. This typically includes audio that's captured even during downtime or breaks. So legally, TLC and the production company likely have the right to use this audio. However, there are some potential complications. Privacy concerns. If any of these alleged recordings happened in spaces where there was a reasonable expectation of privacy, there could be legal challenges. Though in reality TV production, the courts have generally sided with production companies since participants knowingly agreed to be filmed. Contractual obligations. Kody's alleged separate deal with TLC might include provisions about editorial control or approval. If so, he could potentially block the release of this audio legally, though that would likely mean the end of his relationship with the network. Defamation considerations. If the leaked audio is edited or presented out of context in a way that misrepresents what Kody said, he could potentially have grounds for a defamation lawsuit. This is why production companies have to be very careful about how they present this kind of material. According to sources, TLC's legal team has been heavily involved in reviewing all of this audio to determine exactly what can be aired without legal repercussions. Some crew members allegedly believe this is why the new season has been delayed. They're still figuring out the legal implications of including this explosive content. The Sister Wives fan community is absolutely exploding over these leaked audio allegations, and the theories people are developing are wild. This was intentional. Some fans believe that the leak was actually intentional, either by TLC to build hype for the new season, or by crew members who wanted to force TLC's hand into airing the real footage. One popular theory is that crew members leaked just enough information to create public pressure on TLC to release everything. This explains everything. Many longtime viewers are saying this alleged audio explains so much about the family dynamics over the years. One fan wrote, "If this is how Kody talks about them when he thinks no one's listening, imagine what he said to their faces in private. No wonder they all left." Robin knew all along. There's a growing theory that Robin has always known about Kody's true nature and his real feelings about the other wives, and that she actively encouraged his cruelty because it secured her position as the favorite. If audio exists of Kody being vicious about the other wives with Robin present, it could prove this theory. The show is over. Some fans genuinely believe that if this audio comes out, it will be the end of Sister Wives entirely. They argue that Kody's reputation will be so damaged that continuing the show would be impossible. Others counter that controversial figures often get more attention, not less. Fan forums and Reddit communities have been working overtime trying to piece together exactly what was said in this alleged audio, cross-referencing with timeline details from social media and trying to figure out which season this footage would appear in. The broader reality. TV conversation. This sister wives situation is actually sparking a much larger conversation about reality TV, consent, and the ethics of what gets shown versus what gets hidden. Multiple reality TV professionals and media critics have weighed in, with many arguing that if this audio exists and it shows a pattern of verbal abuse or manipulation, there's actually an ethical obligation to air it. The argument goes, if you're documenting someone's life and relationships, you can't just show the sanitized version. That's fundamentally dishonest to your audience. One TV critic allegedly stated, reality TV has a responsibility to reality. If Kody Brown has been performing for the cameras while being cruel and abusive off camera, the audience deserves to know that. Otherwise, what's the point of the show? But others have raised concerns about the impact on the wives and children. If this audio is as brutal as sources claim, airing it could be re-traumatizing for the women involved, even if they've since left the relationships. There's a question of whether exposing Kody's cruelty is worth the potential harm to the people he was cruel to. What happens next? So where do we go from here? Based on what sources are saying, here are the possible scenarios. Full exposure season. TLC decides to lean into the controversy and airs a season that includes significant portions of this alleged audio and footage. We get to see real Kody in all his ugly glory. Ratings would be massive, but the fallout would be nuclear. Kody might sue. The show might end, but at least viewers would finally get the truth. Strategic leaks. Rather than airing everything at once, TLC strategically releases portions of this audio through clips, previews, and never-before-seen specials. This allows them to maximize the content while maintaining some control over the narrative. This seems to be what crew members think is most likely. The cover-up. TLC and Kody reach some kind of agreement where the worst audio stays buried in exchange for Kody continuing with the show in some capacity. Fans get hints of the drama, but never see the full extent of what was captured. This would protect TLC's relationship with Kody, but would likely infuriate viewers who feel they're being manipulated. Complete shutdown. The legal complications become too much. Kody threatens major lawsuits, and TLC decides to end Sister Wives entirely rather than deal with the controversy. The audio remains locked in a vault somewhere, and we never get the full truth. Here's my take, and I want to hear yours in the comments. If this alleged audio is as bad as crew members are claiming, if it really shows Kody being verbally abusive, cruel, manipulative, and completely different from his on-camera persona, then it needs to come out. Not for entertainment value, but because viewers have been watching this show for years thinking they were seeing a real portrayal of this family, when apparently they were only seeing what Kody wanted them to see. The wives deserve to have their truth validated. For years, people have questioned why they stayed, why they accepted certain treatment, why they seemed to enable Kody's behavior. If this audio proves that Kody was even worse behind the scenes than what we saw, it recontextualizes everything. It proves that Christine, Janelle, and Mary weren't being dramatic or difficult. They were responding to someone who was allegedly treating them horribly when cameras weren't rolling. And honestly, if Kody has been this manipulative with his family and with viewers for years, he doesn't deserve protection. The truth should come out, whatever that truth is. But I also understand the complexity here. These are real people with real trauma, and sometimes the cost of exposing someone's cruelty is forcing their victims to relive it publicly. There's no easy answer. What I do know is this. The Sister Wives story has always been about more than just polygamy. It's been about power, control, manipulation, and what happens when one person in a family system has all the control. If this alleged audio leak proves that the manipulation went even deeper than we knew, it changes everything. I'll be following this story like a hawk and bringing you updates the second new information drops. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because this is about to get even messier. Now tell me in the comments, do you think TLC should air this audio? What do you think Kody actually said? Which wife's reaction surprised you most? Do you think sister wives can survive the scandal? And if you made it all the way to the end, drop a microphone emoji to show you're here for all the leaked audio tea. The truth is coming out one way or another. And when it does, it's going to shake the sister wives world to its core. Until next time, keep your mics hot and your truth hotter. We'll see what happens next.